Okay, this is Hard Pass MMA, and I am here with my 2025 year wrap up of the UFC. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. This is just simply my picks of who I think was this or that, like fighter of the year, women's fighter of the year, stuff like that. So we're gonna jump straight into it with the men's fighter of the year. Now, I think this year was the hardest year to pick because you got like Ilya Taporia and Islam Makhachev. They both became double champ, and then Joshua Van, he won 4 times this year, and his last win was a title fight, and he won. Um, and then you got Marab that dared to be great and went for 4 title defenses this year. All of that being said, Joshua Van, he won the title, but we all saw what happened. It wasn't the best of looks of winning the title. It was because of an injury. So, not to knock him. I mean, he is technically the champ right now, but I feel like he kind of got to sit this one out this time. But if he won, like if it was actual fight and he won, I think no questions asked. I think he would be fighter of the year. Um, and then as far as Taporia and Makachev go, they both only really Taporia fought once this year, and I think Makachev fought twice. So ultimately, you kind of gotta go Marab, man. He dared to be great. Every one of his fights was a high stakes fight. So I kind of just gotta say I gotta go with Marab with this one. I mean, I know he lost the title in his last fight, but it was kind of the dare to be great part that really messed things up. So hey, but yeah, so men's fight of the year, I go Marab. Uh, Fight of the year. All right, for me, the first one that come to mind off rip is Joshua Van versus Roy Val. That was the one. I kind of was tossing it up, like thinking about it, like Marab and Jan. It was a really good fight, and like you think about throughout the year, I feel like nothing tops for me. Nothing tops Joshua Van versus Brandon Royval. So I go that is fight of the year. As far as men's go, because next I got women's fight of the year, but the women and the women ain't did a whole lot this year. Like I feel like the activity was lower than most years. So I women's fighter of the year. Let's go there first. Women's fighter of the year. There's an argument for Mackenzie Dern, but truth be told, it's only one that you really kind of got to go with this year, and that's Valentina. She, made there was no argument left after she beat Wei Lee. Wei Lee went up to try to get the title, and Wei Lee was pound for pound number 2. So it was like the pound for pound race was pretty clear after that. So it ain't really an argument for anybody else other than Valentina. I mean, Fatima Klein, she did win 3 fights this year, but it was none of them was high stakes. So you kind of got like I wouldn't say that I could see how she could be in the argument, but nah, I don't think she would get it. You know what I'm saying? And then fight of the year as far as women's go, like I said, it wasn't a big year, so I just threw my bias out there with this one. I was like, I'm gonna just pick a bias pick and Natalia Silva because that's my favorite fighter to watch, and she only fought 1 time this year, and that fight was with Alexa Grasso, and I enjoyed that fight. So women's fight of the year, I go Natalia Silva versus Alexa Grasso. KO of the year. Now this was a toss up for me between Mauricio Huffy and Lerone Murphy. Mauricio Huffy with the spinning back kick against Bobby Green, and then Lerone Murphy with the spinning back elbow on Pico. And ultimately, I go Lerone Murphy with the spinning back elbow on Pico. I remember watching that fight and it caught me off guard and I jumped up like I was going crazy. Same thing with the Huffy, like it caught me off guard and I was hype about it. But the Lerone Murphy one, I feel like it was really out of nowhere. Like it was more of a surprise. And then, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I can see how that could go either way, but if I had to pick, I'll go Lerone Murphy with the spinning back elbow. All right, all right. Best. I got best build up to a fight slash the fight delivering, and for me, that was none other than Alex Pereira destroying Ankalaev. Because the trash talk leading up to it was crazy. They going back and forth arguing online, and yeah, it was like once they got in the ring, it was time to put the trash talk to the test. Let's see if you can back up what you've been talking. And Alex Pereira went in there and he just went for it and did what he needed to do, put him out. I was at work listening to the fight, while I was working, and yeah, as soon as like the Alex wobbled him and got on top of him with the ground and pound, I started jumping up, yelling. Like my coworkers came, like, "What's going on?" Thinking that something happened, but yeah. So I go that like the build up. I guess you could say that was one of the biggest moments of the year for me. Mind you, all it is that I'm saying is for me. So drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all moments were, who y'all say the best fighter of the year is, and everything like that. Fight card of the year. Now check it out. UFC 322 was supposed to be the one. That was when Islam versus JDM and Valentina versus Wei Lee. I felt like watching that card, there was no way that this wasn't going to be the fight card of the year. And then those two fights happened. And I mean, if you want to just talk about technique, sure, but those fights really did take the steam out of that card. But that card was shaping up to be card of the year. And the two title fights didn't deliver as far as excitement go. So then for me, it came down to 320 and 317. 320 is when with Alex and Big Ankalaev. And then 317 was where Topuria knocked out Charles Oliveira. 317 also had Joshua Van and Brandon Royval for fight of the year. But ultimately, I go 320 because when you look at that card, the finishes on that card, like I should have had it pulled up, but go look at that card and you look at the finishes, like that was a card that had a lot of finishes on it versus 317. It was a lot of decisions, but it did have the fight of the year, in my opinion, on there. And then that big moment of Topuria knocking out Oliveira. It was like, that was a huge moment. You know what I'm saying? All right. And lastly, I'll be honest with y'all. I ain't thought about this one too much, but submission of the year, I ain't put a whole lot of thought into it. I just was like, you know what, man? I feel like I should just give it to Kayla Harrison because she came through, won the title, and she won it by submission. I believe it was Kimura, wasn't it? I think so. But anyway, I was like, you know what? Let's give Kayla Harrison some love in here. And yeah, I mean, she got a fight build up for the Amanda Nunes. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to give her some love, to be honest. So those are my quick little hits of fights of the year and stuff like that. So let me know what y'all think about what I said and what y'all think is the ones that y'all went with. But yeah, this is Hard Pass MMA. I'm trying my best to keep dropping during this UFC drought. So stay tuned. I got more stuff coming soon. Peace.
This is Hard Pass, Kyle. This is Hard Pass. I'm going to give it up.